Hello, everyone, and welcome to not only episode 71 of Anti Life Reviews, but to Annihilation Month. And it's been a biggie thus far. This is week 4 of 5 of Annihilation Month, and we are almost there, almost at the end. Today we look at the Superscroll and Ronan The Accuser miniseries that lead directly right smack dab up to the Annihilation mini next week. Issues were published concurrently, both coming out from April 2006 to July 2006. We've had a pretty good run thus far. Can these two stories keep it up? Let's find out. But before we begin, I do both a movie, TV show, and this comic review each week. I've been really enjoying it. I would like to enjoy it more with your help. So please click the subscribe button down below so I continue to grow as a channel. I'm aching to get to 400 subs. If I've already gotten it by this point, then I'm aching to get more. So goddamn hit it. Talk about the writers and artists on this. The writers on Superscroll is Javier Grillo Marxuach. I don't want to say the man's. I say these names wrong all the time. I'm terrible with names, so I'm not even going to apologize anymore. I said it wrong, and everybody's going to fucking deal with it. TV writer known for stuff like Medium, Charmed, The Pretender, and one of my favorite shows, Lost. He wrote some good episodes on the first 2 seasons of that. Don't know how this will translate to comics. On Ronan, the writer is Simon Furman, has worked on over 20 Transformers series of various kinds, comics, TV shows. Wow, man really likes Transformers, and he's a Transformers staple, if not a tent pole. I really don't like the Transformers, though, but still pretty impressive. Artists on this, on Superscroll, is Greg Titus. Hasn't worked a lot that I can note, and I was having some difficulty finding consistent reports on what he has worked on, so kind of flying blind on this guy. Ronan is Jorge Lucas, George Lucas's Hispanic counterpart. No, a fine artist, has worked on Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Panther, and a pretty decent Colossus miniseries. So where are we? A nihilist of the negative zone has declared our side of reality has been mucking about in his space. They decided to commit complete and total genocide. He's taken out the Klin, a universal prison and battery, taken out Xandar, the Nova homeworld, and several Skrull planets. Nova and the Silver Surfer have gotten power upgrades and found some allies in Drax, Galactus, and the other former heralds of Galactus. Elsewhere, Thanos has aligned himself with some ancient big bads, as well as Annihilus himself, to an unknown end. Superscroll Issue 1. So Superscroll has the powers of the Fantastic Four, for all the good it does him. He's also honestly the least interesting character in this series. So the Skrulls deal with an attack on a Skrull planet where we learn Annihilus' forces have world-destroying technology. Skrull's high command refused to engage for some reason. Superscroll becomes a traitor, fights his way out, stealing a ship with a kid mechanic aboard. They go to Earth to get Reed Richards' gate to the negative zone. And they do with Richard's help. Okay. I have a lot of problems with this. Dude, get the Fantastic Four to help you. What the hell do you mean you and a kid are going to the negative zone? Doesn't make any sense. Reed would be 100% involved in stopping Annihilus from nigh universal destruction. You're like, hey, Reed Richards, Annihilus, a guy you know, is trying to destroy the universe because you went into the negative zone. I don't buy it. This story was a mess. Like, we find out the people on Earth can't help because of the Marvel Civil War. We find that out later. I mean, they can. They just won't. So what is going on here? Sloppy writing, very sloppy, and the art was really almost unbearably bad. Everyone looks like a sloppy cartoon character, and all the backgrounds are a mess, disproportionate. I did not enjoy this. And for the record, Superscroll's name is Klurt. Klurt. Okay. Superscroll Issue 2. So Klurt breaks into the negative zone, into a prison, to find the guy that made the weapon that was Annihilus' world-breaking stuff. He finds the guide scientist named Hawal. Then he fights with a bunch of former prisoners before recruiting them to his side. Stuff with the Skrull kid is annoying. The aliens he recruited look okay. There's a sexy girl robot, pig guy, a street shark, Iceman, big lizard guy, and blue lizard guy. Nothing really stands out. I don't understand Clark's plan here. Just get the Fantastic Four to help you. They literally deal with this stuff all the time. Art was seriously awful. The only people who look halfway okay are Klurt and the robot girl. Something to be said for that last one, huh? Skrull Issue 3. The cover for this issue is awesome. Far better than anything we will get inside by a long shot. Klurt and his new army prepare to fight Annihilus, I guess. They're betrayed by the Skrull kid. Alright, whatever. There's an obvious subplot of the robot lady wanting to do the Super Skrull. Whatever. Why would Annihilus take any of these people prisoner? It makes no sense. And why a jail and negative zone? So when does Annihilus have jails? This doesn't fit. It doesn't land. And the whole sexy girl robot thing, I'm tired of it already. I'm really tired of it. Superscroll Issue 4, mercifully, the final issue of the Superscroll. The group break out of their prison. Clerk tortures and kills the traitorous kid, but Clerk dies, saving the sexy girl robot. Okay. We got breast jiggle on the girl robot for this issue. They actually drew that. What a fucking mess. What a waste of the crossover, which thus far has been pretty damn quality. There have been a few dips in the art, in the various series, but the writing was solid until this tripe. Let's hope the Accuser can save us, because I accuse this of being shit. Ronan the Accuser, Issue 1. Ronan has been accused of undermining the peace of the Kree and is labeled a traitor. So he's looking for those who have accused him. It leads him to some outlying Kree planet looking for a Tana Nile, who sounds like an Instagram celebrity, who he wants to know why they testified against him, what the hell they're talking about. Finds an old friend, Korath, and runs afoul of Nebula, who Ronan easily dispatches. We find Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the galaxy, all sexy in a tough pile of bones, and she has heard Ronan has come and is waiting for him for some unknown reason. Right off the bat, I'm in love with the art. Love it. It reminds me of like 2000 AD or heavy metal. Just a real gritty, violent, tough, harsh. Oh, it's wonderful. That's first. The violence is great. Ronan is shown to be ultra powerful, which also being cast away from his usual place in Kree society. A nice expanding from the prologue where we sort of saw that, where they were arresting him. The designs are strong. Everyone is really defined. I knew Nebula right off the bat. And Gamora, oof, she's one of the sexiest comic book characters, and this does her wonders. They toned it down for the movies and later, which is probably fine and smart. But she's at the apex of dangerous and sexy right around here. What a huge difference between this and the last series. I'm glowing. Ronan Issue 2. The first plot revolves around a powerful Skrull and Kree warrior getting into a fight while a guy named Glorian watches on. He sounds like a televangelist. He is someone, I don't know. They don't even say yet. Elsewhere on the same planet, Ronan fights with Nebula and whatever girl is with her and beats them easily before finding out Gamora has been recruiting strong, evil women from around the galaxy to form some sort of cadre, including Tana Nile, with whom Ronan is looking for. This leads Ronan and Gamora to come to blows as the issue ends. It's a great spot where Ronan throws Nebula in the air, just chucks her, and she crashes down, just to show his strength. We also get some cool usage of the universal weapon, his hammer. Forget it can do awesome things like change particles and stuff. Just Ronan is sort of a forgotten character, I feel like. Gamora's evil girl squad is a cool idea. I like that. Gamora's been so strongly here. Like she could lead an army, and once again, Gamora looks hot as hell here. Her outfit is crazy. I don't normally talk about this kind of stuff in such a cavalier light, but it is what it is. The Glorian guy, no idea, don't recall him. He's half generic looking, don't really care about him. Overall, I like the issue. Ronan Issue 3. So a few interesting intersecting stories here. Sorry. Let's get with the big one. Gamora and Ronan has fight. And they have a huge city-destroying, ground-ripping, lava-spurting, weapons of the god style fight. And it's pretty awesome, I gotta say. Ronan's brute power and indomitable will versus Gamora's speed and resourcefulness make for a pretty satisfying fight. And the panel work is good. The art is good. Though in the end, Ronan temporarily wins and declares he is no longer working for the Kree Empire. Though, Gamora gets away relatively unscathed, so it's not like she looks bad in defeat. Elsewhere, Glorian is going to use some vague stolen powers to reshape the planet in a vague way. This causes Annihilust's forces to notice the planet and attack to end the issue. The art suffered here just a touch. But the Ronan Gamora fight was awesome, epic, and sweeping. Really gave us a knockdown, drag-out fight between these two. It felt very climactic, very cinematic. The Glorian stuff, I don't care. It was used to get Annihilus here, so that's fine. Ronan Issue 4, final issue of the day. Everyone teams up to fight against the Annihilation wave that shows up. They manage to push it back slightly. Tana Nile dies before telling Ronan who wanted him set up. Gloriana goes crazy, time banana pants from all the power, and is reduced to the mind of a child. And Ronan and Gamora team up to prepare for the Annihilation mini to come. Yeah, that was certainly an ending, and it was inevitable. Let's just go over to the overview. Review, and let me just say this, and I might have said it last week, but the biggest flaws in these minis are they can't really do that much save set up the characters to be where you need them to be. I think it was for the sake of people who are not overly familiar with all these Marvel space characters to get a feel for them, and I respect that, but as someone who has always been a fan of that, it did little for me to set them up. I do see where they were approaching from. I think all of these stories, Nova, Superscroll, Ronan, Surfer, could have been 2 issues or 1 shots for each, or like a big 80-page special going over what they're all doing and who they all are. As far as each of these minis independently, well, I get to say my catchphrase here, it's a mixed bag. Superscroll was the worst of them all. In fact, the only dark spot on this whole month thus far, character I don't care about, who dies anyways, doing stuff that makes no sense, the worst art. I mean, I complain about the Nova series having Aeon Flux faces. This was so much worse. Everyone was off-model, they were bendy and awkward, which worked for Reed Richards and the Superscroll, who can do that, but not for anybody else. The whole Fantastic Four thing is frustrating, and I hate it. It doesn't make any sense. Really, really awful series. Just a really unsatisfying black spot. Ronan, awesome, fun, great art. The action was top notch. Designs were on point. It was exciting, bombastic. You know, it couldn't really go anywhere, but at least they tried to tell a relatively contained story. It didn't always work, but overall it was a really satisfying story. I'm glad it came last, so I can end this review on kind of an upper note and Gamora looked hot as hell. Well, that was week 4 of the epic 5-week Annihilation month review. What did you think of Ronan and the Superscroll? Do you like either of these characters? Would you like to see a mini by any other Cosmic Marvel characters? Let me know down below. Send over to my Patreon. Let me know what you want me to review. Add me on Instagram at Demon Peaks for daily Twin Peaks memes. And of course, subscribe to my podcast, the Dark Peaks Podcast. And we talk all about crack cocaine. Next week, we end with The Biggin, the Annihilation 6-issue mini itself. So be there. This has been Lito Makaya, Master of Minds, End of Men. Thank you very much, and goodbye.